People say I am the best boss. They go, God, we've never worked in a place like this before. You're hilarious. I think that pretty much sums it up. I found it at Spencer Gifts.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. YouTube put out what can only be described as a relatively tone-deaf tweet.
Oopsie! Didn't mean to send a picture of my ding dong!
A tweet that, I wouldn't recommend them making, and it was an instant regret moment because, well, I'll explain. This via Deserto.com. YouTube deletes, quote, absurd tweet after facing backlash for mocking creators. YouTube is under fire for a now deleted tweet where they mock their own content creators for padding out the length of their videos. A move that is, in many cases, a direct result of the site's own monetization policy that's been widely criticized by the community. Exactly. A lot of people, bring up the fact that, yes, you could do your videos in 3 minutes instead of 8 minutes or something like that. And there are great channels that put out short type videos like Momology that do a great job with that. I try to add extra anecdotes and make it a little extra exciting. I try to increase the length with as much quality as I can, whether that's memes or additional context or personal anecdotes. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that if the system that YouTube set up itself didn't affect that. Now, sometimes a video is 15 minutes long on its own because there's that much to talk about. Or sometimes a video is 8 minutes long because there's literally nothing else to be said. But the fact of the matter is, when a minute of video is 4 or 5 minutes long, you have to find extra content to talk about in that video because of the system that YouTube set up. Not only is it about the monetization, but it is about the algorithm and whether or not your videos get recommended. A big part of it is watch time. When I brought in my editors, Sean, for example, we talked about that at length, that, we need to get back, and I need to get back to kind of full edits on videos. It's been a while since I've done that. I need to keep people interested longer. And that was a big reason that he earned his money, because watch time did increase and the number of times that my videos were recommended to people also increased. And so the channel grew. Like right now, hopefully today will be the day I earn your subscription. We're pushing hard to reach 1 million subscribers. There's a little red subscribe button right below this video. Click it now, please. It's okay if you don't, but it would be awesome if you did. Essentially, this is a system that YouTube has set up to be this way. The article continues. It's no big secret that in order to make money on YouTube videos, creators have to play by the website's rules in order for videos to qualify for that sweet, sweet revenue. Things like profanity, subject matter, and length of videos all affect how much money, if any, can be made on a certain video. And there's a lot of people out there who aren't too fond of how the system works. Look, I nothing the system. It's a system I agree to, and I have to play by those rules. It's also why I promote BitChute and Odyssey and Library, formerly, now Odyssey. Because if people don't want to play by the rules, then they have to have alternatives. And ultimately, it's just the way the system works. It's the same reason I swap out certain words all the time. A lot of times when people get to my first live stream, they're like, whoa, Jeremy Uncensored. Well, look, it doesn't bother me to change. I can say a naughty word all I want, but if I swap it out with something more family friendly, I'll earn more money covering the exact same topic. I'm not being censored. I can choose to say that word, but there's a real disincentive to doing that. This is probably why the most recent post of the site's official Twitter account that mocked YouTubers for dragging out the length of their videos, a common strategy used to take advantage of the site's incentives, was quickly deleted. It's not taking advantage of it's playing by those rules. So YouTube said, no one, absolutely no one. Creators, after talking for 15 minutes, all right, let's jump straight into the video. Now, of course, it doesn't offend me. It's in some cases true. There are people with short attention spans or people with not a lot of time. They want a shorter video, and that's cool. I saw the tweet. Did it offend me on a personal level? No. But it's remarkably out of touch. I mean, we're playing by the rules that you set, YouTube. Like, if I knew that that I could still, be favored by the algorithm if I was putting out 3-minute videos instead of 30-minute videos, you'd probably see a lot more of them. I'm not saying that would be exclusive to the format, but that's just the way it is. After 2 hours in the social media sphere, the tweet was taken down by YouTube, but that didn't stop screenshots from being taken and distributed through the internet for all to see. You can recall an example of exactly these types of videos the tweet was referencing. Oh, if you're spending time on YouTube, yeah. Usually it's no big deal to skip past the first few minutes of an ad to get to the actual content we clicked for, but YouTube mocking creators who are only playing by the rules the site itself set up seems like a really low blow. Well, it is. Matthew Ball, former head of strategy at Amazon Studios, had a lot to say on the matter, going on a massive Twitter rant that exposed a lot of the same sentiments many were also posting. After 2 hours, YouTube has removed this absurd tweet criticizing YouTube creators for responding to the livelihood-affecting incentives that YouTube decides. It's like giving your daughter allowance based on hours studied, not grades, then complaining she studies too much. That's an excellent, excellent tweet. Goes on to say, there are entirely different models. YouTube could, for example, set its goal on having users watch the best, highest quality 15 minutes of YouTube a day. Instead, the algorithm plus creator incentives are designed to treat minute 14's goal as getting minute 15, 15 to get to 16, 16, and so on. I don't know a single creator who wouldn't prefer to spend the same time per week making videos, but release fewer of them and have shorter runtime. YouTube is also responding to viewer behaviors, to be fair, but YouTube decided the algorithm and payment model and to mock creators for it. This is probably just an ill-conceived tweet by a weekend social media manager, but while it's an understandable mistake, it highlights that YouTube knows its incentives produces experiences, quote, absolutely no one wants. And it follows a long history of similar monetization problems. Yeah, I mean, it's profoundly out of touch, but that's kind of par for the course for YouTube. And let me be very clear. I have been so blessed to have earned an audience on this platform. I know it won't last forever, but here we are going into the second Christmas, basically, of kind of the modern era of the quartering. And it's almost hard to imagine. I thought that this channel would kind of just linger around 100,000 subscribers and that I would never, ever consider changing anything about my day job. Well, now the channel is closing in on 1 million. And I've at minimum had the conversation. It affects how I spend my money. Yeah, I buy a toy here or there. I have, stuff behind me. But for the most part, I save every penny, paid off bills, because I know that it's not long for this world. It continues. Others added that while the tweet was probably put out without too much thought going into it, there's clear evidence that those who run the platform are well aware their incentives for making money lead to the types of videos that, quote, absolutely no one wants. It's far from the first time the site's monetization guidelines have come under fire and caused a stir, but based on how YouTube has or hasn't responded to concerns about the system in the past, we wouldn't say change is exactly right on the horizon. Well, I'm happy to see, the 8-minute thing, letting people put post-roll ads and 8-minute videos. I think that's fine. Much shorter than that's probably a little egregious, but, I try to pick spots where I can. I try to encourage people to click that join button or to join YouTube Red so you don't have to see them. These things will all be good. Now, after that, you see, we hear you. You're right, and we apologize. Our now deleted tweet was intended in good faith, but we missed the mark and did not reflect the spirit of the creator community that we love, YouTube social team. I don't think so. I mean, what does in good faith mean? You thought it was going to be funny mocking your employees for following the rules that you set up? And some of the replies here are exactly what you'd expect. The fact that so many of us reacted in almost pain is a reflection of the huge pressure your current algorithm system for promoting videos. Have a great Saturday and stop making fun of creators. John Swan saying, thanks, guys, but you also, oh, you're making fun of Boblax. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. You know, but at the end of the day, it's kind of not really. Your boss shouldn't mock you for following the rules that they gave. But it's just another day in the profound gap between what YouTube creators experience and what YouTube corporate suits think we do. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.